Hey guys, and welcome back to another What If. Here, today we are doing What If Naruto was raised by the Fox Clan, part 2. If you want to know what happened in the last part, then rather go and watch it, because I'm not really going to do a recap, as it tends to take more time, and this is already going to be a short what if anyway, so it's not going to be an hour long, and it'll maybe be a 30-minute long, but not an hour, as I don't have much time. Anyway, so let's get into this. So, where we left off was, I think, the night before the gaining exams. And so, of course, like the Fox, the 6 people that went to do the gaining exams, the Hokage did say that, oh, you can, I'll happily, get a place for, yous to sleep tonight, and they was like, no, we're used to sleeping outside, well, not used to, but kind of. It's like, no, we can we can easily sleep outside for tonight, it's no big deal. I was just like, well, alright, if you're okay with that. So, as he said, yeah, So we'll cut to the morning. So Naruto and Snowy arrives to their classroom, where Iruka will be going. Well, we've got 2 more people coming here today to do the gaining exams with you, Aura. As Naruto and Snowy would walk in, and he's like, I see. So you two must be the 2 people that are here, in this class doing the gaining exams today. As they go, oh, yeah. Why else would we be here? So yeah. Anyway, so find any sit down in any any spare seat. I just would sit at the back. Well, yeah, next to each other as I forget. No, it's not. The dang it! I forget his name, but he's the one with the dog. Yeah, and he's just he just thinks that damn, that guy is cute, and what a boy like him is doing, sitting next to a girl that like that. I see you can sense that a couple of boys are staring at her, so she decides to release a bit of killing intent, which makes them look in the other direction. Yeah, as he calls them one by one as he gets to, of course, as he goes, well, yeah, as you'd say, Naruto Uzumaki. As Naruto would go, and he'd come back with the thing on his head to show that he's passed the test and he's gaining now. And of course he would then say Snowy. Snowy would go up, and she'd go into the place where they did the test, and she'd come back with also one. And he'd go, well, meet me here tomorrow and I'll tell you. Yeah, meet me here tomorrow at the same time, and you'll be meeting your teacher, your Jonin leader. As goes, well, that's it. You're dismissed. As Snowy and Naruto, they pretty much they practically vanish from the classroom. As what was that just now? Is even like Sasuke surprised by this like the speed that they left off at. Like he didn't see them, but yeah, he definitely felt it. Yeah, it's, like they meet up with the elder and they say that they've passed and they've got to be there, like roughly the same time tomorrow to meet their Jonin teacher, well leader, as he's like I can guess who your Jonin leader will be. It's like, who do you think it is then? And he's like, wow, knowing how the Hokage is, he may end up putting it could only be that, Naruto's only on the team and he may put you on two separate teams, but just in the case that he does put you two on the team, the teacher's name is Kakashi, and he's at least famous because he's got Sharingan, so he's copied over 1,000 jutsu, which, known 1,000 and having the chakras do 1,000 are, two different things. But yeah. And he does a thing called the bell test, which is to perform teamwork. So if your team works together, he will then pass you. Otherwise, if you don't do any teamwork, he'll fail you and you have to go back to the academy. So yeah, I seem like they kind of I guess that makes sense as on a team. It makes sense that teamwork would be essential, and that's the best thing to judge them on. Can they work together, or will their pride to get two bells or two or three bells overcome them? So yeah. It's like, well, you've got some time to kill, so why don't you two train a bit or that? He goes, actually, I've got a bet. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, how about you two come at me? It's like, what? It's like, well, training, you two team up against me, see how well your teamwork is, because you two are always battling one another, but I don't think I've seen you two ever work together really. Besides from any time there's the you are having to live in the wilderness for 6 months or that. Whenever we did that, you two would work together. But besides from that, yeah. So okay, so for the next 2-3 hours they're sparring with their teacher. The clan, the fox elder, as even though he's old, he still can put up a very good fight. Yeah, as of course he's Snowy's dad, so yeah, and they're going they're not going full out, as of course they can't really transform or even show their true form, because if they do that, the village is going to get scared. The village is going to get scared, and that's not something good, and army members and all of that will come rush into the scene. So yeah, they would rather not cause a massive scene. So yeah, and of course, after that, as it starts getting dark, he goes, well, there's one more thing I want to say. Once your say team passes, it's up to you if you want to reveal your true forms to your team, because if you do, it'd make it a lot easier for doing missions and that. But otherwise, yeah. As they of course think about it as they go to sleep as they go hunting first, they cook their food. Well, And no, they can eat the food raw, as of course at first, because Naruto was brought up on like cooked food, as he was still like a majority human, but as he hit around as his like body went over the 50% mark of being a fox, they then kind of started transitioning him from cooked food to raw. As yes, cooked food does you can harness slightly more energy from it, but it's a lot more efficient if you're in a starving state or very hungry to just eat it raw. And yeah, so yeah, of course in real life I wouldn't suggest eating anything raw because you'd probably go sick. Yeah, I just we're not really. Well, I guess if you kill a cow and eat it right then and there, you may be fine. But I don't know. I've never ate anything raw besides some stuff that is safe to eat by food standards. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, not unless you train yourself to eat raw food, which would be slowly, getting accustomed to eating less and less cooked food. Anyway, I'm running on about stuff that doesn't matter, which I seem to do anyway. Yeah. So yeah, they would, go to sleep, and yeah, I think I've mentioned that Naruto's got been in contact with the QB. I think so. I'm pretty sure. If not, really is. But yeah, as I don't know. I need to rewatch part 1. Hang on. Well, to be honest, I still don't know. So, if any of you guys have watched the entire part, please, comment down below. And if you don't, well, then it will be, the paper mission anyway. So yeah, Naruto goes to sleep and the next day rolls around. As they go to class, as they're Naruto and Snowy talking to one another. As Naruto says, well, I hope we're on the same team. As she looks over at him, as you can see a little bit of red in his face. So, aww. As she's like, well, yeah, me too. As it would be quite nice for us to be on the same team as one another. It's I know, even though we do train with one another quite often, we hardly, work as a team. So it would be quite nice. Yeah, and also, it'd be nice to have at least another fox on the team. Yeah. Yeah, as they as they talk about some other stuff, as they reach the square, as they go and as they sit down at their seat, as everyone that is there, comes in, and of course Naruto kissing Sasuke, as that really won't happen, as Naruto's got no reason for wanting attention. He's he's not really got that part of him because he was raised by the Fox clan. So yeah, anyway, and as of course he goes through the teams up until Team 7, where he goes. Team 7 will be Naruto Uzumaki, Snowy, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Haruno. As Naruto and Snowy are just happy, they're on the same team, but they're also curious to why they're on a 4-person team. as Naruto puts his hand up and he's like, oh, yes, Naruto? It's like, I'm just curious, but why am I on a, like, 4, like, why is Team 7 got 4 people? Like, doesn't a normal team have 3? It's like, well, yes, you're right, it's not that normal, but because there's like one more of you than there should be. Oh well, there's one more than standard. Well, as there's not enough people to form another team, as we'd need 2 more people. So yeah, and and plus the Hokage put you 2 together as he just yeah. As he explains it to them. Well, to him as goes, okay. As of course the other, as he calls out the other teams as their journeys come and go, and Naruto is like, damn, he likes being late. It's like he ain't, he must be bad at doing missions then if he comes this late. It's like I'll bring this up with the Kage that, that we should put on another team with a joining teacher that actually takes, training us seriously. She's like, well, that's if we pass. It's like, true, as who knows if those 2 will work with us. Work as a team with us. As 3 hours roll by, as Danny comes, it's like, you meet, as he comes in, it's like, interesting, as he goes, well, my first question to you is, you're boring. Meet me on top of the roof in 5 minutes. As they all go up there, as he gets there, like a second later, Naruto and Snowy, of course, arrive. It's just like, oh damn, I thought I could beat you up here, but you just, you got here just before me. As he looks over and he's kind of a bit surprised that they're here. As Naruto goes, well, Kakashi Sensei, I guess I should tell you, if you pass your battle test that you're so famous of doing, probably going to the card game and request a transfer to another team. I was like, what? As he thinks, why? Well, firstly, you being late to pick us up, to, show your face, 3 hours, that's something that, every Jonin sensei there pick their team up almost right away. There was maybe some that had to wait maybe a second or 2 or a minute, but yeah, to be 3 hours late, you don't deserve to lead a team if you're going to be 3 hours late to pick them up. I get teamwork is important, but so is sewn up time too for first impression. So our first impression of you is that you're incredibly lazy and you don't like to do stuff, especially show your face in public. First impression, you seem to like reading porn, which isn't rich. Yeah, so I think you should really get a new joining teacher. For being late for your first day is, to say the least. If we get stuck with you, we hope you die. I think as well, you can't be that. As he goes on a bit of rant as he because you can't be that good if you're always late to stuff. His Kakashi's like, well, I guess he's got a point, but no, he thinks it's well, then for the Kake, you won't remove them from my team. As the other 2 come, as they try, he goes, well, introduce yourself, as Sakura goes, well, you first. As he goes far, but well, my likes are you don't need to know. As Naruto goes, well, I guess that's another thing. If you're expecting us to tell you anything, about us, then, well, you need to tell us stuff about you. Not, well, you don't need to know that. You don't need to know that. I don't feel like telling you that. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, well, it's like, why? It's my option. It's like, well, then it's my option to skip this entirely. As he goes, like, no, it isn't. I'm doing it like sensei. It's like, yeah, and technically we're still not a part of your team yet. So technically you're not my Jonin teacher yet until we pass your test, isn't it? So technically I don't need to tell you nothing about me. As Kakashi thinks about that for a minute, and he goes, damn that, but even though he says it harsh, it's true. I was just like, well, fine, I guess I'll give you a pass. You don't need to tell me nothing about you, just your name. It's like, well, she thinks like, yeah, sure, that's all I'm telling you is my name. It's like, as he goes to, as he goes, well, I'm just Naruto Uzumaki. As he goes, well, you, girly, there. She goes, well, I'm Snowy of the Fox Clan. Now she goes, anything else? It's like, well, no, if you're not going to tell us nothing about you, I'm not going to tell nothing about me. You're just going to have to find out. As he goes over to Sasuke says the same thing as Zenkan as also Sakura does, because, well, yeah, she's, a giant fan girl. It's like, meet me at training ground 7 tomorrow for, Sakura's like, oh, why can't, my sensei, for a test. Like, what? But we've just done our test. Like, well, it's not who cuts it. Well, no, it's this time Snowy cuts in. And she's like, well, so that test that we did was just to read out the punies that couldn't become genin. This one is to his test is to do with teamwork. If we don't work together, we're not gonna pass. As that's the number one. That's the most important thing on a team, is that we work together. That we can put our differences aside and work together. Because no one person here is more important than the other. Then again, if you don't do no training and you're a weakling, then say the least, you're probably worth nothing. Well, yeah. So this is pretty much just to read out anyone that, any team that doesn't work together. Yeah, so you'll probably either have 2 or 3 battles, and we'll have to work together to get the 3 of them. And yeah, then we'll either, if we get all 3, and give it to somebody else, then we'll pass. Or if the time runs out but we've worked as a team, then we'll also pass, as it's just a test, as his test is only a test of teamwork to see if we can put our differences aside. As Kakashi's, surprised that she knows this much, as Naruto goes, well, yeah. But it's like, as Naruto goes, well, will you 2 work with us? Is the next question. Yeah, and Sasuke's like, well, we don't know nothing about you. It's like, well, we don't know nothing about you either. You just said that you wanted to get revenge on you. All what you told us is that you wanted to kill your older brother Itachi for slaying your clan. As he looks and he's like, what? How did you know? It's like, well, everyone knows. like, even people outside the village knows, and who cares? Those people who've lost their family, those people who have lost, like, even their entire clan, and they're the last people. And they're the last person. So, well, at least you've got somebody out there, even though he's a traitor to the Leaf Village. At least your brother's still alive, so you're still not the last person of your clan. You're the last person, you're the last loyal, member of your clan to the Hidden Leaf Village, but you're definitely not the last person. So stop feeling sorry for yourself. As he's like, oh, I guess you can't, because all cheers think they're entitled to stuff. So yeah. As Sakura's saying, you don't talk like that to us, Sasuke. And he's like, as Naruto goes, well, he's not yours, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't even like you too. As, well, I'm pretty sure, by the way you acted, you're a fangirl, and most people hate fangirls. And if I am right, like your fangirl, you've probably never trained a bit in your life because you think, oh, my looks will win him over. Well, most people generally want a person that's capable of defending themselves. So when they're not around, so when they're on a mission, they know their wife or their husband, is safe. But if you're just a fangirl and you've never trained in your life, then you're probably going to die. And thus, if you do die, you've probably deserved that death. So yeah. And to be honest, you're probably more annoying to him than me and Snow here combined. So yeah, as she kind of gets up as she walks over and she's like, so you're going to hit us, are you? Well, let's see if you can hit me. She's, at this point charging at him as he just grabs her arm and goes, one wrong move and I'll snap your arm clean off. Yeah. As Naruto goes, well, guess that's another thing I should bring up to the Hokage, that a Jonin teacher didn't stop this from happening. He seemed to be almost insisting that it should. Yeah. Yeah, so of course when they will all go their separate ways, Naruto and Snowy do go to the Hokage office to complain. To put in a complaint that their Jonin teacher was, 3 hours late, and that he pretty much didn't stop, what could have been a fight from happening. Yeah, so they go into the Hokage's office. I was like, oh, Naruto, Snowy, why are you here? Nice to see you, but why are you here? Why are you here? So it's like, well, we're here to put a complaint through, for I'd to be moved either to another team or to have our Jonin teacher replaced. And it's like, oh? I was like, oh? Why is that? Well, firstly, he was 3 hours late, which doesn't set a good example. 2, he prioritizes reading porn over us, and also thirdly, he didn't tell us anything about him, just his name, and that was it. So I didn't tell him nothing about me, because, why should I, if he's not going to tell him, us, nothing? And just like that, and, well, of course, Naruto aggravated one of our possible team members as she just ran to Naruto. If it wasn't for pretty much Naruto then grabbing her arm, threatening her that he would rip it off, she probably would have, started a fight with him, and not once did that, Kakashi Sensei move to, stop her, or even intervene in, the argument and say, that's enough. As he, thinks it's well, I'll have a talk with him. It's well, we'd either rather, there's talking isn't going to do nothing, Hokage. Especially to someone who's lazy and shows up 3 hours late. So either, we get a new sensei, or we're just going to probably, leave, not unless you, do something so bad to him that he changes his ways within a day, but I'm doubtful. As they're going, that's it. It's like, see if, thinks, and it's like, well, if that's all, you wanted to say, you can, leave now. I'll call him in. It's like they leave as he sent, as he, as he says, Cat, go find Concussion Town and meet us. I want him in my office now. As the person nods as the person goes off to find Kakashi. As a couple of seconds later, Kakashi comes into the office. It's Hokage, you wanted to see me? He's like, yes, from future. If I hear any more complaints from your students that you're late, you're neglecting them, and you're 3 hours late this time, Kakashi, and you didn't even stop a possible fight from happening. I think we're either gonna have to demote you to tuning, or some other stuff's gonna happen. And put it this way, you're now not permitted to read, and if you're a minute late from any future meetings that you call your team to, if you're any minutes late, you won't be getting a team anymore, and that team will get a new journey sensei, and you'll be forever doing C ranks. Well, D and C ranks. You will not be promoted to do any rank higher. Do you understand? As he's like, yes, sensei. Oh, and when you meet up with them next tomorrow, I suggest you tell them a lot more than just your name, Kakashi. Otherwise, I will replace you with someone more capable of you. The only reason why you're there, sensei, is because of the fact that Naruto's father taught you, and that and the Uchiha is like the last of their clan, well, the last loyal member of their clan, and that once he awakens his Sharingan, you can teach him about it. And you must not show favoritism among them, because if you do, again, you'll get replaced with somebody else. As he kind of goes, yes, Hokage, summary of that, is that it? It's like, well, if you bring any books on your mission, they'll be burnt immediately. So, yes. That's it. You can now go. As he then leaves. As he leaves, it's like, I'm not gonna hit the end of this. Like Naruto and Snowy are probably gonna tell the fox held, and I'm gonna have him. Oh well. And that's where I'm going to end it. So in the next part, we'll go through what happens to Kakashi. Do they get a new team member? Do they get a new joining teacher? Or will they be doing the battle test? Gonna have to find out in the next part. And until then, if you've enjoyed this one, guys, like if you enjoyed it so much and see more just like this, subscribe. And I'm sorry that this is, it's like sort of as I was hoping that this could, I was planning on recording for an hour, but yeah, I was doing some stuff and I forgot what the time was. Oops. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. And I'll see you in the next What If video. Bye, do and hey, good. Bye.